Welcome to White Regis TV film review and preview. I'm Andrew Wright. Last week was the release of Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon sequel. It's a Netflix original film, and this film was titled Part 2 The Scargiver, so it was released straight to Netflix. I believe Part 1 had a limited theatrical release, but that's beyond me. The film stars Sofia Boutella as Cora, a former Imperium soldier who has rallied warriors from across the galaxy to fight against the Motherworld. The film also stars actors Djimon Hounsou, Ed Skrein, and Anthony Hopkins. The Rebel Moon films have previously received criticism for being rip-offs of films that famously inspired Star Wars, so Seven Samurai, Magnificent Seven, sort of Samurai, The Hidden Fortress, etc. But it was also crucially been labelled as a rip-off of Star Wars itself. I reviewed the first film back in December, where I just called it long and boring. For this second film, it was somehow even worse. It was just long, boring, and actually pretty painful to watch, because you just kind of have no idea what's going on, or you don't actually care. So I gave part 2, 1 star out of 5. Sorry. This week saw the home video release of the supernatural horror film Night Swim. The film stars Wyatt Russell and Kerry Condon, and revolves around a suburban family who moves into a new home following a challenging personal period, only to discover that their backyard swimming pool is haunted. By what? I have no idea. Can't explain it. I was quite excited for the film because it's the first film released after the merger of major horror film companies Blumhouse and Atomic Monster, and I'm actually quite big fans of their filmography. So Blumhouse has done stuff like Purge and then the Halloween sequel trilogy, and then Atomic Monsters run by director James Wan, so they've done like the Conjuring universe, Insidious, and the Aquaman films, so that's kind of big. And both producers previously teamed up on the horror movie to produce the horror movie Megan last year about the dancing robot AI doll, which got off the whole merger conversation. And so they're both producers on this film. It's directed by a first-time director who is based on that director's short film that he did a decade ago, which I have no knowledge of, so don't ask. This was my first time watching the film because I didn't see it in cinema, and I was actually a bit underwhelmed. The film just felt, I don't really know how better to describe it, just felt kind of stale. It doesn't really do anything special or out of the box, and the performances are stale. But I was actually impressed by the directing and cinematography, because it actually looked really nice, and I felt it elevated the film. So I initially gave it 3.5 stars, but I took a second look at my review and gave it changed it to a 3-star review, so it's a 3-star film. That's all I have for this week, but be sure to check back next week, where I'll be reviewing the anime film Spy Family Code White, because I'm seeing it this weekend, and depending on how things work out, I'll definitely be previewing it, but I might be reviewing the new David Leitch action film Fall Guy, starring Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt. Now back to Gary in the studio.